You know what I'm saying? If he doesn't lie, we don't have an East Coast, West Coast beef. We don't have, like, he's there because he lied.
Give me the lie.
He said that Biggie set him up. You know Biggie didn't set you up. You know he didn't set you up. You know that he didn't know you was coming to the studio. You know that. Why would you say that? You know, you're 1,000% sure. Why would you say that? That is the reason why they took our mans from us. Because one lie.
Do you think it was a lie or a misunderstanding?
No, it was a lie. And he knew it had nothing to do with Biggie, 1,000%.
Then why do you think he said that?
Because he didn't want to say what really happened. How about that?
I don't know what the fuck he talking about, but it's unfortunate. People is biased, you know. I mean, I get it. People, Big always gonna have somebody supporting him in some kind of way. You know, I think Pac did work with Clark Kent a little bit. I can't remember exactly, but yeah, that's kind of bullshit. And some niggas need attention. Some niggas need to be attention, need to be in a conversation, need to say something, but you still talking about Pac 30 years later, so I don't know what the fuck wrong with niggas.
See when somebody loves somebody, you can see when somebody hates somebody. And when I was around him, I could see that he hated Pac. You know, but then how could you hate somebody that you try to do all the things that he do? Like, remember, Pac had that Versace shirt on, that yellow Versace shirt on. Puff went and bought a yellow Versace shirt. All the girls that Pac used to date or was seen or people thought that date, from Sally Richardson to his baby mother, Sarah. He went after them. You understand? Just check this out, man. And it goes so deep, whereas that they pattern the bad boy sound and the bad boy music out of what Pac was doing. You know, when Pac did I Get Around, Biggie went from partying bullshit to I'm a player. You know, I'm a player. You know, he did a great job at it, but you know, that was that Pac formula. It went on after his death. He hated somebody that he idolized because he started taking acting class. He just started doing all the shit. And I don't blame the man for, you know, milking the system and doing what he wanted to do, but, you know, it was just, you could see that the man had some animosity or some kind of hate for the dude.
Puffy called me back in the day. He called me, he was like, I just want you to know I ain't have nothing to do with your brothers. You know, I know who you are, but we never met. And I just want to call you man to man, let you know that I have nothing to do with your brother's death. It was in the early 2000s. LA Times had just dropped an article in the newspaper implicating him as well. I told him I appreciate the call, but the truth is yet to come out, so we gonna see. Shout out to Big Boy. He hit me up. He was like, yo, man, you know, Puffy, see, they want to talk to you about the whole situation about your brother. And, you know, especially back then, I wanted all the information I could get. Yeah, he was scared. Yes, I agree. I do agree that he was probably terrified for his life. So if that is the case, it's also quite feasible that he put up money to get Pac killed. And on top of it, he had his own problems with Suge, you know, before Pac. So, yeah, I get it. You should be scared, nigga.
You know what I'm saying? If he doesn't lie, we don't have an East Coast, West Coast beef. We don't have, like, he's there because he lied.
Give me the lie.
He said that Biggie set him up. You know Biggie didn't set you up. You know he didn't set you up. You know that he didn't know you was coming to the studio. You know that. Why would you say that? You know, you're 1,000% sure. Why would you say that? That is the reason why they took our mans from us. Because one lie.
Do you think it was a lie or a misunderstanding?
No, it was a lie. And he knew it had nothing to do with Biggie, 1,000%.
Then why do you think he said that?
Because he didn't want to say what really happened. How about that?
I don't know what the fuck he talking about, but it's unfortunate. People is biased, you know. You know what I mean? I get it. People, Big always gonna have somebody supporting him in some kind of way. You know, I think Pac did work with Clark Kent a little bit. I can't remember exactly. But yeah, that's kind of bullshit. And some niggas need attention. Some niggas need to be attention, need to be in the conversation, need to say something, but you still talking about Pac 30 years later, so I don't know what the fuck wrong with niggas. We were cool with them at one point. There was a point where Pac was even considering going to Bad Boy before his relationship with Death Row. He's considering going to Bad Boy to because he wanted to be on a black label. He wanted to be with his people. He wanted to be with the brothers. You know what I mean? He supported black business. So there was a period where we were all cool. And over time, you know, things happened. Pac started seeing things. And, you know, Biggie was on Puffy's label. So, you know, with them two, it was Puffy calling the shots.
Speaking of Puffy and Biggie, what was the issue between Pac and Big Stretch?
You say that to last, huh? I see you. You say that to last, huh?
Right.
Nah, I mean, Pac and Stretch were best friends. Pac and Stretch were best friends. Stretch was with him when he got shot at Quad. And after that, Stretch went on tour with Biggie. So anybody familiar with our clique would understand that that's weird. Because if you was rolling with Pac, you was rolling
East
with
and West. It's Pac and Big going back and forth, and they gonna do records and everything else, and that's the it. Lee Naughty was on the road with Bad Boy during the whole turmoil. I'm asking Big and them like, yo, after the shows, why y'all don't go out with us? Well, man, you know this with Death Row and all that. I said,
Death Row.
Yeah, can I speak to Suge?
He ain't here.
Nah, this is Trash.
Oh, hold on.
Suge, yeah.
What's up, Damo?
Yo, where Pac?
Oh, he out right now. Boom, boom, boom.
Yo, we on the road with Bad Boy, and they not going on the road. They ain't doing nothing. They ain't boom, boom, boom. I'm on the and tell them go out. We gonna make better records than them, sell more, get more money. Ain't nobody after them. Every day after that, they was going to every show. Lil Kim, Junior Mafia asking, it is hip hop, battle, but ain't going die over this. And it was a rap. That was it.
Getting Pac out of prison, only person made it happen and let me know to get Pac out of prison was a girl named Keisha. That is the baddest in the world. If it weren't for Keisha, you guys wouldn't have heard All Eyes on Me. All the other hits she did. Keisha called my office every fucking day. I'm Pac's wife. He need to talk to Mr. Knight. He need to talk to Suge Knight bad. It's life threatening. It's important. He called and put it through. He said, I'm so glad you talked to me. Pac really, really, really needs to talk to you. He said it's life threatening. He needs you. He said it's life threatening. I'll do what I can to help Pac. Flew private to New York. Had to fly a smaller jet to get to where Pac at. And then take a 2-hour limo ride to get to the prison. Very first time I seen Pac, we had the conversation. I kept going back. But Keisha made that happen. Narrative out there that I had Pac killed. Even though I got a bullet inching in my skull still today. They put the narrative out there was a lie saying Baby Lane shot him, which he wasn't a shooter. The first time I went to court and they sent me to prison, their whole thing was Tupac is everybody's favorite rapper, which is true. He in the car with me and I had him killed.
Suspects or motive in the murder of rapper and actor Tupac Shakur.
So that gives them the reason that railroad me and sent me to prison and nobody say nothing about it. This case I'm in here for now, the first thing the DA said was Tupac, and asked the judge, everybody, do you know Tupac? Who don't know Tupac? They said, yeah. Well, Tupac was in the car with him. He ended up dead, like I had something to do with it. So they testified him to overlook the fact that it was a hit out on me and people had guns, and I ended up in prison because I didn't die and somebody else did. Makes no sense. All these people knew what was going on in the situation. Nobody never commented to tell anybody that. So you're part of it. You part of that snake, you know what happened to snake. So the other situation is that even after this shit, a motherfucker was with KPD, according to KPD and everybody else, and everybody know this, street know this, I was locked up. But Snoop, Daz, and the rest of them, they did a song with one of the niggas from that side who was in the car. If that's Louis the Pac, shit, motherfuckers don't need that type of loyalty.
First time I seen a Vibe magazine cover, I seen Puff on it and Big on it, and the caption was East versus West.
Everyone's, whenever I have people on the show, we have people on the show, and we pinpoint the actual West Coast, East Coast thing, everyone always refers to this Vibe cover.
The way it turned in the East Coast, West Coast was because of media attention, and they steered it into that because it sold more articles.
It was a white background, Puff right next to Big, and the only caption was East versus West.
Right.
Gangsters don't read articles.
Right. Yeah, they read captions though.
Right. Go right past the standard,
like
the
source,
Word Up, Rap Master Magazine. Oh, it's on? Oh, any nigga come from the East Coast on the West, done West, vice versa.
We're going to prove once and for all that all these people talking about an East Coast, West Coast war, they only here to cause confusion. We here to bring money and to bring
breaking news out here. History of yourself and Puffy going back really to that night of our Source Awards.
Any artist out there want to be an artist and want to stay a star, don't want to have to worry about the executive producer trying to be all in the videos, all on the record, dancing, come to death row.
Since you want to bring up the Source Award, Dave, it's like this. The minute I talk to Pac and I start fucking with Pac, he tell me what happened between in the studio and who was behind it, he felt and this and that. Ain't shit watered down the fake about me. You know, I am who I am. Situation with Pac. Once I start talking to him, he explained everything, how they set him up at the studio. Ain't no either or. Ain't no gray area with me. If I'm fucking with you, I'm fucking with you. I'm not. At that point that Pac decided to lie with me and be on death row, his friends became my friends. His enemies became my enemies. So at the Source Award, everything I said was my
sat there for like 3 hours, and if you were in that room, Tupac was innocent. And not saying that like he didn't do any of the things that he was accused of doing, but hearing his side of the story, it was that much more love for him. It was like, I want him to do the show. And I'll never forget, he gave me a Thug Life t-shirt. And I draped it on my dressing room chair. And we left for the night. The next morning, I get picked up by the driver to go to work. And he hands me the New York Post. And Pac had been shot 5 times that night. And I walked into my dressing room, and there's the shirt. And I just
My recollection of the story was I was shooting a video, the second half of Warning, which is on the B side of Big Papa. And I was shooting that around the block. And I heard my man was up at the studio doing a Junior Mafia session. So I got off at the reception area, and I saw Andre and Little Sean. So I saw him saying, what's up to me? I'm about to get on the elevator, and he comes out shot.
The Tupac article had me pissed off, you know what I'm saying? Because first of all, he dissed my man, said my man turned his back on him, and I know for a fact that didn't happen, you know what I'm saying? And like the rumors that's spreading is on some tip like we set him up, you know what I'm saying? And that's crazy.
Got different accounts of what happened, and I'm the one with the bullet wounds. It's not important that other people know what happened to me. I just said it. Now that I said it, it's dead. You can believe me or not believe me. I did what I...
Biggie's dead because Pac lied. You know what I'm saying? If he doesn't lie, we don't have an East Coast, West Coast beef. We don't have, like, he's dead because he lied.
Give me the lie.
He said that Biggie set him up. You know Biggie didn't set you up. You know he didn't set you up. You know that he didn't know you was coming to the studio. You know that. Why would you say that? You know, you're 1,000% sure. Why would you say that? That is the reason why they took our mans from us. Because one lie.
Do you think it was a lie or a misunderstanding?
No, it was a lie. And he knew it had nothing to do with Biggie, 1,000%.
Then why do you think he said that?
Because he didn't want to say what really happened. How about that?
Running it down on these niggas. Sex, drugs, money, and murder, my nigga. You know how we did it, my nigga. Still be painting them bitches, my nigga. Ripping that roll, who fucking your bitches. Sex, drugs, money, and murder. 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 Niggas, they never gon' hurt you. Niggas, they never will hurt you. Sex, drugs, money, and murder. Sex, drugs, money, and murder.
Got the traps right, understand how to get that. Ran down on them niggas with a flip back. Knew I never seen none of nigga live like that. I was still getting stacks back. Had to fuck around getting them packs back.
It's Big Boss Gotti. This video right here, I want to talk about the whole East and West situation. And this is part 2 of the first. Y'all remember y'all saw the first one that I did about the East and West Coast. How it was cointelpro. Now today is November 30th. 29 years ago, if you can remember, go back to history, the Quad Studio shooting happened. Yes, the shooting that set off a lot of chain of events, turned friends into enemies, enemies turned, into friends, all type of crazy shit happened, right? But if you really go back and you look at the whole East and West beef, right, with Bad Boy, Death Row, right, everybody was cool with each other, right? Everybody had this, right? But what happened at Quad Studio, it's always a mystery. But if you really look at what happened at Quad Studio, it wasn't a mystery because the people that knew what happened still don't want to talk about what happened. Like the guys like Little Sean and, others, right? What happened to Pop was that they came to discipline Pop. Now, the guy that shot Pop, the guy that pistol whipped him, people want to say pistol whipped, he got shot 5 times. The hospital in there alive. But a lot of people say he didn't get shot, he shot himself. Okay. Whatever. But the dudes that came in there was already, some of them you don't know, some of them you do know. Now, one of the guys that was in the team, the robbery team, or the hit squad, whatever you want to call them, was guys that came out of Brooklyn. Be exact, Tut had Pac Roley in the courthouse, right? This is true, proven facts. He had the Rolex when they stopped him and they arrested him in the courthouse. He had the Rolex that Pac, that they came to get. He had the Rolex on, right? Biggie, like they said, was wearing Pac's chain. We don't know if it's true that he wear the chain. We don't know. He may not. Right? The bracelet, that Pac had was a bracelet that came from the DJ, Richie Rich. That was the DJ for Third Base. Little Sean like to say he's the one that robbed dude, but he didn't. The 90s general that's locked up with Tut in Otisville took the bracelet, robbed it from the kid Richie Rich, and it was gifted to Pac, right? Son that did that, put in the work, he was known for disciplining niggas. He was known for taking his Rolexes and all that. That's why he got shot outside of Foxy Brown party before he went in, right? And that's the dude that disciplined Pac in the thing. Now, the thing is, right, Pac stood on principles. If you really look at the whole situation, he stood on his manly principles as a man is supposed to do. He's like, yo, no money, I ain't I ain't doing the track. You gotta respect him when he said, if I ain't getting no bread, I'm not doing the record. So, make sure you have my money. And I could understand why Pac felt like he was lined up, because you go to the studio and you get shot. You go inside. Like a lot of people like to say, oh, Dexter Isaac didn't shoot Pac. Everybody know that. Dexter Isaac ain't had nothing to do with Quad Studio. Okay, one, Dexter Isaac has a strong Caribbean accent. Everybody in Brooklyn knows that the dude from the 90s that's in Otisville with Tut robbed and did that. That was his work. That wasn't even, and that's Little Sean's co-defendant. That's the nigga that Little Sean like to shout out, my Cody. Okay, he did that. But you co-signing to his work. Couple of situations is his work. The work that Tut is locked up for was his work also. When they went in there in TT house and they tied up the old girl. See, what people don't understand, right? Tut got jammed up for being on the scene of a crime, and he had nothing to do with it. But the girl pointed him out because they was known for doing this. They was calling themselves the Black Mafia, and they was out, they had issues with Kendall, and they was beefing with them niggas, right? So when they went in the crib and they sexually assaulted old girl, this is right after the Pac situation. Homie went there, and when he went there, the feds was watching them niggas. So when the feds was watching them niggas, they snatched him up, and he was the first one they set it off the whole 3-strike law on, because he came there, wrong place, wrong time. And not only that, he had Pac's Rolex, and originally they was trying to charge him with that. That's what a lot of people don't understand. Originally, he was just cool. And a lot of times what people don't understand, right, is that people is mad at Suge for pointing out the obvious. A lot of the shit that Suge is pointing out on this podcast is shit that we all knew. Right now, the dossier is out. Everybody knew that Big wasn't killed by no Poochie. He was killed by dudes that was a part of the LAPD. And they just put out the federal dossier. Just like with the whole thing with, Pac getting killed. If you really look at all this, right? If you look at it, they wanted the case to be closed. They didn't want to solve that case. When you got the Las Vegas Police Department and all of them is saying that it's deeper than all that the murder was deeper, and it had something to do, and then you hearing what Suge saying, the people that killed Pac killed Big, and you hearing Gene Deal saying the same thing. Like, if people look at what happened at Quad Studio, the perfect example, what happened at Quad. Look at what happened at Quad. Pac went there to do a verse. A night before he got shot, he was at dinner with Andre Harrell talking about doing New York Undercover, right? He goes to dinner with Andre Harrell. They talk about him having a role in New York Undercover and all that. He goes to the studio, he gets shot. Now, if you get shot, you get lined up like how he got lined up. Dudes is pulling guns out on you in the studio. You come in, you thinking, yo, I'm going to do some music, and that's it. Not knowing that these Brooklyn cats that's coming to stick me up is mad about what I said about Jack. You get what I'm saying? And what people got to understand is everybody knew Dexter Isaac didn't do that shit. But people kept running around saying Dexter Isaac. Dexter Isaac didn't have nothing to do with the shooting with Tupac. Dexter Isaac was not even known for any of that, and that ain't even his forte. That nigga was a robbery victim his own damn self. You know what I'm saying? Everybody know him as Nicky D's baby father. You know what I'm saying? But he went because he trying to get lesser time and a shorter sentence. There he goes. and tells the people that Jimmy paid me this, Jimmy paid me that to go do this, right? Knowing that he didn't do that. The dude that did it is in the feds just like him, but he's in Otisville with Tut. You know what I'm saying? And he's from Brooklyn, and he's a 90s general, and he's Little Sean's co-defendant. That's who robbed, you know, Pac. That's who disciplined Pac. That's who shot him and pistol whipped him. Okay? When you look at Little Sean now, Little Sean, he knows what happened. But he don't want to get on platforms and speak on what happened because he knows what happened wasn't supposed to happen. You know what I'm saying? So Pac had every right to be angry because you go to a studio and you like, yo, what the fuck? Like, niggas just rob me, pull pistols out on me, and do me like this. Like, and I'm showing love to niggas. You know what I'm saying? Because he just had came from Ron G's crib. You coming from Ron G's crib, and then next thing you know, you getting hammers being placed on you. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing that people don't look at when they talk about that whole situation. You know? And then you fast forward to what happened in 95 in Atlanta. People try to put blame on Wolf. Wolf did not shoot Big Jake. What happened in Atlanta was a situation where it was an argument. It was over a female. It was over Sam Cooke's granddaughter, right? They was arguing. That's what the argument stemmed from. Over Sam Cooke's granddaughter, right? They had the argument. It ended up dudes going outside, right? Dudes go outside. They like to say that Wolf did not kill Big Jake. You know, some dudes say it was, you know, Jason, who was, you know, Wolf Mans from the Valley. But a lot of people said it was a Southside Crip that killed Big Jake. Okay, because, you know, Orlando Anderson was out there. You know what I'm saying? He was out there. But to get into the story like this, right? They try to say that Wolf did that and Wolf did not. Wolf had nothing to do with the death of Big Jake. But when they say that, it's like, come on, my nigga. Y'all just saying shit that's not true. Just like when niggas talk about who started the East and West beef. Snoop Dogg. Snoop started the East and West beef, if you really want to be technical, because look, Snoop said that Biggie and them, because Big was on the radio, he said what he said about dudes doing a video shoot in Brooklyn, and then next thing you know, the trailer gets shot up. But here's the thing. What really happened? You know, what really happened that day? You know, a lot of times people just don't like what Suge is saying on his podcast. But if you really take a look and you listen to what Suge is saying, Suge is opening up Pandora's box, but he also giving you clues that certain niggas is blaming certain niggas and certain niggas ain't had nothing to do with it. Just like niggas like to blame Puff, but Puff really didn't have nothing to do with Pac's death or Biggie's death. You know what I'm saying? And even Suge clarified that. Just like when people say Suge had something to do with Biggie, he had nothing to do with Biggie's death. But he didn't leave. He didn't say that old boy didn't. You know what I'm saying? Have a hand in it. And there's always been speculations about Snoop because Snoop and Suge and them was not on good terms. And a lot of dudes wasn't feeling Snoop. You know, like Big and Pac, and a lot of them wasn't feeling Snoop. Because Snoop was on some playing both sides of the fence. So the thing about Suge, which I respect about him, what he's saying in his podcast, is like, it's G'd up clues right there. And a lot of people say, fuck Suge, but Suge didn't start the East and West beef. There was no such thing as no East and West beef. You have to remember, without Suge helping out Ready to Die, you get no Ready to Die because Suge cleared all the samples for Puff for Ready to Die. You know what I'm saying? So they always had a good bond and a good relationship, but the powers that be didn't want to see them two dudes work together. So what happened was they had to start up a beef. And what they did, they used Vibe magazine to put the gasoline on it. Snoop, what happened to Snoop, and then all the other shit was going on. But before then, everybody was at the round table. Yo, the train of events that happened came out of hate and duels and really the feds being involved in that shit. Because let's really look at it, right? These dudes, right, all had successful businesses. You know what I'm saying? Puff and them was running around with Suge. Suge, you know, Pac was running around. He was cool with Puff. Puff and him go way back before he signed Big. You know what I'm saying? Puff and him they know each other a long time. You know, so what people don't understand is that, you know, what happened that night was a violation because niggas ain't keep it real. And I think why Pac was mad with Big so much was that, nigga, you didn't keep it real. It wasn't that he hated Big or he hated Puff or he hated all these dudes. He hated the fact that, yo, niggas should have let me know who'd on me, my nigga. Because I got shot 5 times. Niggas should have let me know what happened. Who did it? You know what I'm saying? And that's why when you really look at it, Pac felt the way he felt. Because he knew that Jack and Jimmy had a hand in what happened to him. But he also knew that niggas should have told him. And when dudes got to understand, when Son came in there, you know, Little Sean co-defended, did all of what happened. You know? The dude that's the 90s general, he was the one that did it. He's the one that disciplined Pac. You know, he's the one that robbed Pac. You know what I'm saying? Because he was cool with Jimmy and he was cool with Jack. So his relationships with them two dudes and dude saying what he said made them feel some type of way. But niggas got to read between the lines. Little Sean did an interview with Comeback Jack. Nobody speaks about that. Nobody speaks about that he told Comeback Jack to take the interview down. And he did. Out of fear. Right? A lot of these dudes need to really, really look at it and say to themselves, was Suge really the bad guy? When Suge really wanted to stop the peace, wanted to stop the whole beef, you know what I'm saying? Where they had sit-downs with Farrakhan behind the scenes, Jay Prince. People don't understand. They had a real big sit-down. The problem is, you know, certain things happened the way it happened, and Jimmy was at the sit-down, you know? And it was 2 different sit-downs that they had. And what people don't understand, the sit-downs that they had, bro, was basically to stop the issues. Gene says all the time, them niggas didn't have beef with each other. The Vibe magazine articles is what started the whole beef up and made it look like it was a coastal beef and the supporters and the fans. But was it really a coastal beef? No, it wasn't. It was about that bag, man. Them cats was about that bag. You know, what happened in the industry, what happened in the game, man. It was sad, bro. That 2 dudes lost their lives and 2 brothers that were successful. You know, one lost his business and the other one still got to deal with the facts that dudes want to implicate him and say that he did something that he didn't. You know, Suge didn't do that. Puff didn't do that. This is why Puff is going through what he's going through right now. Because a lot of these dudes want to see Puff in jail with Suge. You know what I'm saying? And like Suge said, man, you don't want to see that man in jail. He got kids. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, That man had nothing to do with the death of Pac. You know, a lot of people think that what happened to Pac, him getting killed, was over a fucking chain or a bounty. No, it was deeper than the chain and the bounty. You know what I'm saying? It was deeper than that. Because if you really break it down and you really look what really happened in Vegas, it was deeper than that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of niggas ain't telling the truth. That's why Sugar's going emptying them clips at certain individuals. Like he said about Snoop, like he said about Reggie Wright, like he said about all of them, because they know. You got to remember, Kevin Gaines was Snoop's security. You know what I'm saying? He was working for Right Way Security, you know? And a lot of them dudes, and if you read the dossier that just came out, I saw it on Instagram, they got it right now, that in the dossier it talks about David Mack and them, you know, going to do the hit. And it had nothing to do with Suge. But, you know, it is what it is, man. Dudes want to hate on Suge because he's speaking his mind on Collect Call, which everything he said on the Collect Call podcast is 100,000% facts. And dudes just hate the facts that the nigga is exposing these niggas for what they is. You know what I'm saying? And that a lot of niggas think certain niggas is in position and certain niggas is not. You know, Snoop is not really the head owner of, you know, Death Row. Harry O is. Harry O, let's keep it real. He got Suge out of his business. And he was snitching on him. So, you know what it is, man. Like, when you really look at this shit and you look deep into this shit, is that it's a lot of bullshit in the game. When it came to Suge and what Suge was saying, Suge said a lot of shit that was facts. And a lot of niggas ain't really peep game what Suge was saying. And then a lot of niggas still not peeping game what Suge was saying. Because they really think that Suge is capping, but Suge ain't capping about nothing. Because if you really listen to the podcast, you really listen to Collect Call, everything he's saying is factual. It's factual. It's what it is, man.